All right, thank you everyone. Thank you for joining. So my name is Rayanne Al-Hamawi. I am part of the digital engineering team here at MEMKO. So yeah, today will be a webinar about optimizing engineering workflows, partnered with Visure Solutions. Just to kickstart, we'll just do a brief introduction of what MEMKO is. So just one moment. So I will share my screen in one moment. Beautiful. Thank you, everyone. So just a brief overview of MEMKO. So MEMKO is an engineering and technical solution provider with services that span across multiple industries, including defense and aerospace. It comprises of two core streams, one being MEMKO Aviation, Aerospace and Defense. So that includes services such as aerospace and defense consulting, certifications such as platform design analysis, system integration, and more. Another stream that we have is MEMKO Systems. That's what I'm part of. So it involves digital engineering services. We focus on model-based systems engineering, digital twin. So anything with digital continuity, that's our services. MEMKO is an ever so growing company with offices across Singapore, India, and Australia, with over 60 experts that are ready to take on your industry needs. And with MEMKO's growth today, today's webinar symbolizes a great partnership with Visure Solutions as an application lifecycle management tool and solution provider. So this webinar will be recorded, just giving a heads up with everything. And we do have a Q&A chat, so please add all your fiery questions and we'll read them at the end of the webinar. Just a brief introduction for Juan. Thank you so much for presenting today. He's a sales director for the APAC region at Visure Solutions. He has a strong foundation in engineering with over 2 years of hands-on experience in requirements engineering and application lifecycle management tool. He brings a unique blend of technical expertise and strategic sales leadership to help organizations across the Asia Pacific to adopt cutting-edge solutions that drive innovation, compliance, and efficiency. So thank you so much, Juan, and feel free to take it away.
Okay, thank you for introduction. I'll start sharing my screen. Thanks for introducing me. As she introduced, my name is Jude, and I'm currently working as a consultant and also sales director in the APAC region. And I'll be going through today's demo and introducing our company and the tool that we provide for requirement management and application lifecycle management. So I'll go quick with the company introduction. Visure is a requirement management platform provider, and we've been in this market for more than 20 years, and our headquarters is currently based in San Francisco, but we have offices worldwide and offices in Europe and also partners worldwide. And among 30 to 40 people, we have people certified from either SPICE and also certified from International Requirement Engineering Board. And we provide the full vendor licensing trainings and also consulting services for different kinds of system engineering. So this was just like a brief introduction of what our company do. And this will be the main page of the features that we provide. So of course, we are a requirement management platform. So we provide mainly requirement management, having full traceabilities and elicitation of requirements and having impact analysis between requirements, whether there is a change or not. And with these requirements, it will be linked with traceability from high-level requirements to low-level requirements, and from requirements to risks, requirements to test, and requirements to all different kinds of elements. So when there is any kind of change in a requirement or any kind of change in a test case, the linked item will get notified with traceabilities, and they will be able to make decisions according to the changes that has been made. So we, according to those traceability information, we provide traceability matrix, coverage analysis, and multiple kinds of reportings related to the traceability information. Standard, we also provide multiple kind of templates for various standards like aerospace or medical device, defense or energy. We have customizable templates, so you can start working on our pre-existing templates and customize it to fit your needs. And the next one is AI features. We are putting a lot of effort in this part here too. So AI will help you to generate requirements, generate test cases, generate risk cases, and also analyze the written quality of requirements according to certain standards like NCOs or IREP. Risk management is also part of our tool with FMEA and hazard analysis. Test management, we also provide simple functions for tests and having different kind of test sessions and having expected results and all those kind of information inside the tool. And change management is also a key part of our tool because it is a key function, thing that is required from different kind of standards. So you will be able to keep records of requirements or documents or entire project as baselines and having them as versions, and defect tracking and bug tracking for those kind of requirement or test changes that has been made inside the project. Lastly, Visure is a powerful collaboration platform, meaning that different kind of people or stakeholders can join the project and they'll be able to approve an items, review an items, and go through certain workflows they have internally inside your project. So all these features will be centralized in just one single platform, and it will be linked with traceabilities, and you'll be able to keep track of the process project development pages. So this was, as I said, just like a single source of truth. And the next page will be a list of templates that we have for different kind of templates. As I mentioned, for aerospace, main will be DO-178 and DO-254, ISO 260-262 in automotive, and ISO 14971 medical devices, or different kinds of templates. We already have it inside our project. And you can start directly from these templates and start working on it and making it more suitable for your project and having it saved for the next time so that you can start on the template that you have customized. Now, I will move on to the demo of our tool. So this is our tool web version, Visure Authoring here. We usually start at this page, this home page here, which you can use to share important information within your teammates or schedule of the project and things kinds of like that. And main thing starts from here, the documents. This is a tutorial project we have, a tutorial template we have. So you can see here requirements, documents, standards documents, change requests, test, risks, basically all different kind of documents is pre-existing inside this template here. And if I go into certain documents, for example, product requirements documents, I'll be able to see what kind of item that I have inside this document. So you can see these headings informations like introduction, purpose, but if we go down, we'll be able to see the actual requirements inside this document too. For each element inside the document, we will be able to see detail of each of the elements. So for this requirement, for example, we can see system attributes and user attributes here. System attributes will be information generated by the systems, things like when it was created, when it was modified, who generated this, or internal IDs, such things generated by the systems itself. And user attributes is a customizable attribute that you can create by yourself, meaning that you can create a text type attribute, you can create it into a digit, a Boolean, drop-down menu, multiple checklist. Every kind of user attributes can be created here, and it will be managed by you with a specific name you have in mind and specific structure that you have in mind or workflow you have in mind. And for every kind of changes you make for this requirement, for example, it will be kept in the history sections for every changes. So for example, this one here is right now version 18, but we can see that it has been changed from version 13 for every kind of changes. So if I would like to see how it was in the past, I'll just simply click here 3 dots, see details, and I'll be able to see that it would look like this with its own attribute values, and we can see the restore option to go back to the past version. If you want to compare between two versions, you can simply click here, compare versions, and click two versions that you want to compare. And you will be able to see easily of the changes made to this single requirement. We can see that clinic has changed to hospital. It's highlighted in green. And for changes in attribute values, it will be also highlighted in red. And we'll be able to see the status has changed from new to ready for review, priority from medium to high. So this is for having a change management for each requirement, but we can also do this comparing features for the entire project or entire document, what we call here baselines. So baseline is just concept of like taking a picture, taking a screenshot of the documents and having it as a release version to compare between two versions or releases. Whenever you have a new release, you'll be able to compare between the past release to check what has been changed, what is new items and things like that. So here is the past version baseline. And if I click compare baseline, I'll be able to select the baseline that I would like to compare and compare it to different baselines in just one single view, just like this. You can see in the current ones, there are new items, new descriptions, introductions, and if we go down below with new elements, change numbers, change descriptions, for this one, as we saw before, we can see the changes simply in this document view, comparing between two different versions quite easily. So this is one of the features we provide for change management. So if we go back to product requirements here, this is, by the way, document view type of viewing this product requirements document, but we can also view it in 4 different kinds of view types. We have list view, Kanban view, and traceability view. So document view type is just like an MS Word, but list view is just like MS Excel. So having your elements, same elements in the table view and having all different kinds of attribute visualized on the table here, just like this. If I would like to see, for example, priority in this view, I'll just simply click here, column selector and priority. If I click this, I'll be able to see the priority attributes, and I'll just simply change the order, change the size of it, and customize it to fit your needs. And later, when it's done, you'll just simply click here and save this view so that whenever you log into this document again, you'll see this one here as a default view type. And when you save it, you can also share it with different user groups so that other user group is also having this view type as default when they open this document. So this is one of the key features about view management we have. And the next part about the view is the Kanban view, which will organize items depending on the attribute values. So for example, for priorities, I'll be able to see items organized according to the priority values or status like this, and have items move wherever I want when I want to change the status attributes. Lastly, traceability view. I will go over this after introducing about our traceability features. So about traceabilities, we have those list of linked items in here, linked item section. So if I open linked item sections and if I click this item here, I can see that this requirement has 3 elements linked to it. And if I put my mouse next to it, I can see that it is linked with system requirement 110, system requirement 60, and 80. And also in this section here, if I open this, I'll be able to see these 3 requirements linked with this product requirements. And also we'll be able to see it in here, traceability diagram. So traceability diagram is for visualizing the traceabilities for this single requirement and see how the single requirement develops and evolves during the life cycle of your product development page. So I can see this PR60 is going to system requirement 60 and system requirement 80, and then we can see the system requirement 80 is coming from different kind of product requirements, risk documents, and standards documents, and heading next level to the mechanical requirements. So if I click the mechanical requirements, I can see on and on and on how this product requirement 60 is evolving to system requirements, mechanical requirements, to the end, the test and result of the test. So this is quite useful when you want to keep track of how single requirement evolves inside your product development lifecycle. This traceability, another feature we have is suspect link indicator. So suspect link indicator is for showing the changed items within the linked items. So for example, if there is a change in system requirement 80 recently, then it will get notified in this section here, and it will let you know that system requirement 80 has been modified recently. So if I click this, for example, sorry. So for example, let me just go to the system requirement 80 here. And if I change this item, for example, if I change this item's title, and if I change this item's descriptions, and if I check it back in, and now if I go back to the product requirements and go to the list view and add the suspect link indicator, I'll be able to see the notification saying that system requirement 80 has been changed recently. So please go check what are the changes made with the history sections and come back to this product requirement and decide whether you need to make change for this requirement or no. So this is also quite a useful feature when you want to keep track of the changes for the linked items. And whenever you want to resolve it, you'll just simply click the linked items here, and you'll just simply click this one here, right click, and you'll just resolve it and remove suspicions, and it's going to be gone just like this. If you want to add a new link, you can simply click your add new link and select the item that you would like to create link with this product requirement 60. For example, I'll just go to system requirement and select 40 and click set link, then a new link will be created. Or if you want to delete link, you'll simply click edit here and decide whether you're going to delete this link or no. Regarding this traceability, this structure is usually designed in what we call data models. So data model is where we keep all different kind of traceability structure. So for example, system process here, we can see product requirement linked with system requirement document and system requirement document with component requirement document. So traceability is coming from the highest level requirements all the way down to the lowest level requirements, and it is linked with its corresponding test here as component test, system test, and acceptance test. So you will be able to create link between elements inside product requirements and system requirements, but not with product requirements and system tests, because that is not how it's designed inside the data model, meaning that you'll be able to stop any kind of collision between creating traceabilities and avoid any kind of confusions when users are trying to create traceabilities. So they will not create misleading traceabilities with those between with different kinds of documents here. This can be easily customized to fit users' projects, and you can create multiple kind of data models for multiple kind of purposes like task management, risks, issue tracking, agile, so that you can keep track of all traceabilities in different kind of diagram formats. And regarding these traceabilities, for example, for system process here, you can have this visualized in traceability matrix. So for example, if I click system process here, each column will mean each document here. For example, this one is product requirements, system requirement, component requirements, which will be highest level requirements, the next level and the lowest level requirement here, and linked test with this component requirements and the result of the test at the end of the column here. So you'll be able to keep track of how this product requirement is evolving through the life cycle. We can see product system is linked with 60, 80, 100, and 10. And we can see which requirement is fully satisfied and which requirement is not yet fully satisfied, what kind of test is required for the next step and things like that. So for example, this PR60, we can see that it is not yet fully satisfied because system requirement 110 doesn't have any component requirements nor any kind of test to verify that the system requirement is fully satisfied and it is okay to move on to the next step. So this is quite useful when users want to keep track of the changes inside their lifecycle management. And with this traceability matrix information, you can visualize it and also in the dashboard section here. So dashboard section will show you overall how your project is moving on. So for example, here we can see items organized according to the priority values, items organized according to the traceabilities. So for example, this one is showing you that 41 items is traced with traceabilities, 211 items is not yet traced, meaning that it needs to be traced and there needs to be more traceability inside this document and project. This document number is showing how many suspect links you have, meaning that these 61 elements alarm, 61 notification is saying that there are changed, and it needs to be checked to confirm that this project is okay to go. So we can see item status also here, and you'll be able to create your own widget and as you freely want. For example, if I would like to see traceability for only product requirements, I'll simply click this. I'll write down product requirements, traceability, and select the product requirements. You can also use filter, for example, items only, and you'll select link types here, satisfied by, and outgoing, and create widgets. And it will let you know the traceability inside the product requirements document. So we can see that 66 items is traced and 34 items is not yet traced. And if I just simply double click this, it will automatically show you the links items that are not yet linked with traceability as satisfied by. So these 4 items is not yet ready to go, which needs to be linked with the lower level requirements as satisfied by. So this is quite useful in terms of those features. You can create multiple kinds of dashboards. So dashboard for task management, dashboard for risk management, only requirement qualifications, and have those visualized so that you can keep track of how requirements are evolving inside and how requirements are done inside your project. This was overall how you can generate requirements, how you can manage requirements in this section here, and how you can keep traceabilities, how you can create one, how you can keep track of changes through histories. Do you have any kind of questions so far, if you don't mind? Just quickly have sessions.
Not so far. We might just hold till the Q&A session.
If you don't have specific questions for now, then I'll quickly guide you through other and then we will be okay to finalize today's webinar. So I'll start sharing back my screens again. So as we went through the product requirements, the system requirements document, we will have to have, we need to have test elements linked with those product requirements and system requirements, which we have in here, test sections and run sections. Test suites will have the procedures of the test and what kind of test steps you have and what kind of expected results you have for the test side of your project. So for example, component test, we can see items in this view here, and we can see each steps of the test. As you see, bump test, step 1, 2, 3, the expected result. And we can also see the traceability linked with this test steps. So we can see that it is verified by mechanical requirements. And this one is linked with also mechanical requirement 40 and 110. And according to this test procedures, each test steps information, what you can do is you can create a test sessions in test plans document. If you click here create, you'll be able to select the test session that you would like to run. So for example, I click component run and you can see the name created automatically. I go to the next steps and I'll be able to see the list of test cases that you have inside your project. So here you'll select the list of test steps that you would like to run. For example, bump test, image depth verification, and click next. And you'll select the attribute that you would like to have and you would like to include inside your document. And I'll go for create. then what it will do is it will create a copy and paste version of the elements that I have selected, and it will create a new document. And then it will also have automatic traceabilities to the test case, meaning that it will be linked to the requirements at the end. So it will have, as you can see, traceability automatically created. So from highest level requirements to the system level requirements, component level requirements, to the test protocols and steps, it will be all linked automatically. And here you will you'll start writing down the test status, pass or fail or pending, and also write down the actual result in the table section here. So this is how the test management works inside Visure. You can export it into an Excel file and have it recorded by the testing teams and re-import it back to Visure so that test status is updated automatically, and having it also visualized inside the traceability matrix. This is how we manage test management in Visure. Reviews management is quite similar with the test management. So whenever you have a document that you would like to review with your teammates, you'll simply click here, create, select the document that you would like to review, for example, component requirements, go to next, and here you'll select the requirements that you would like to review with your teammates. So I'll just simply click a few requirements here, next. As we did for test management, you'll select the attribute that you would like to review with your teammates. Go to next, and you'll also assign the reviewer and approver of this review sessions and also due date for the review sessions. And if I click create, then it's going to do the same thing. It's going to copy and paste the item that I have selected with traceabilities, and people can review on that document, new document that is created in this section here. Okay, we can see it's successfully created. And if I go inside here, I'll be able to see the introduction as reviews information, having the review due date, reviewers information, approver information, project names, document under reviews, baselines, and also automatically created traceability to the original items. So people will review this review sessions and they will make changes. They'll be also able to add some comments in it easily, and they'll be able to approve it just like this and click approve, reject, or subscribe. And then after making changes, what people can do is they will be able to sync it with original items. So whenever the review session is done, whenever the item is fully modified and okay to go, then you'll just simply click sync with origin button. And then the original elements will be changed according to the changes that has been made inside this review session. So this is quite useful when you want to keep track of the changes and when you want to keep the record of change in a separate section. So this is the review function we have. Lastly, for risk management, we have this specific format for FMEA, having risk matrix, risk management matrix, and also classification table here, and each risk cases under the list of this risk section. And each column, as you see here, is just like a classic FMEA, having potential cause of failure, effect of failure, potential hazard, and you'll record the unmitigated probability, unmitigated severity, and risk control action, and generate safety requirements to mitigate the probability and risk severity of the risk cases you have. So you'll be able to create safety requirements for this risk cases and link it with the requirement and risk case, and last, make it into a traceability matrix so that you can keep track that every risk cases is all well mitigated and that it's okay to be released as a product. I think I went today quickly all the features we mainly provide in Visure, and I think we are okay to move on to the Q&A sessions or any kind of questions you have in mind. Brian, will it be okay to move on to the Q&A session?
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining our session today, and thank you to Jun for presenting. We are excited by RM and ALM platforms. It gives the entire development project, the opportunity to be in one connected space and have everyone collaborate on it together. So our partnership with Visure really was a natural fit, because MEMKO also have the same focus on working smarter and staying competitive. So we did receive a question in advance that I'd like to put to you, June, but in addition to the usual first question of, are the materials going to be provided after the session? So yes, we are recording the webinar, like Ray said at the start. So we'll have the entire webinar plus the Q&A session available. And we also will be able to share June's slides if you just want to go through that deck specifically as well. But I'm going to get to the first question that we had submitted, which is about AI, June. It was, how does AI integrate with the Visure platform? I guess this is about, how do you see the role of RM and ALM tools evolving in the next couple of years? Can you talk more to the AI element?
Sure. So our current AI is, as I've explained before, it will help you generate requirements, generate test cases according to a certain subject you want. So it is going to be linked with the large language model like ChatGPT or Gemini, or any kind of LLM you would like to use. If you have your internal AI that you use, you can connect to it like the plugin, and it will generate requirements, generate test cases according to your request. This is the current AI we have, and what we have in mind, what we have in the development page, is that we will implement a VVA, what we call system engineering assistance for requirement management, and it will actually guide you through the development page, and it will create traceability for you. It will let you know whether there is any kind of inconsistencies inside the project, and it will go through your data and see whether your project is all well going through the development life cycle. So we are planning to release this VVA and AI included version within this year, probably within September or October. And yeah, we're expecting to have it as soon as possible to demonstrate the AI features.
Great, thank you so much. We'd like to open up the Q&A session to anyone else who would like to contribute a question. Please feel free to leave it in the Q&A chat area. In the meantime, what we'd love, it seems like we have a question from Pierre. Yeah, would you like to pose your question? Thank you.
Yes, just a question around I guess where the data is hosted and what the options around that is, whether the solution can be hosted on premise or is it just in the cloud, or what's the options around that?
So you can have it on both, or we have all options available. You can have it on premise, you can have it on cloud managed by us, or have it both way. You can have it both on cloud and on premise. So all options is available.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you so much for that question. Of course, feel free to just unmute your microphone if you would like to ask your question directly, or you can type it as well. Is there anyone else who has a question in the meantime? Otherwise, we have a couple of others as well that we wanted to know from our perspective. Would anyone else like to ask a question to our resident expert? Seems like the floor is available for me. While you have a question developing in your mind, I'd like to ask you, Jun, what do you think are the key features that organisations should prioritise when they're selecting an RM or an ALM tool?
Personally, the key features of requirement management tool and ALM tool is, of course, traceabilities and having those impact analysis and having all structure design well and easily inside the tool. So it is important to have, the purpose of having a requirement management tool is having your thousands of requirements aligned inside your database and keeping recorded and recorded of the changes, and having traceability to the system requirement and component requirements to check whether there are any kind of missing links or inconsistencies inside your product development page, and also managing those traceability quite easily. So in terms of usability, I would say Visure is quite useful and easy to use to create traceabilities, create a new one, and having those impact analysis to suspect link indicator, which I showed you, and having it also integrated easily with other tools that you use, like Jira or MBSE tools, or any kind of collaboration tools you have in mind.
So with that in mind then, and when you're talking about integrating with your existing tools, what do you think is the best approach for integrating an RM or an ALM platform into an organization's existing workflow without disrupting their productivity?
So if you're using an existing tool, I mean, if you have already a requirement management tool that you have in mind, you can migrate from that. And if you're using from Excel or Word, you'll be able to import those information easily to Visure. And let's say you have your, for example, bug tracking purposes or your issue tracking purposes in Jira, or perhaps GitHub or different kind of those tools. You'll be able to link it with those tools so that people who are managing bugs will stay in the existing tools, but they will be able to create elements with inside those Jira and have it linked with Visure, so that no much task is you don't have much task more, and those will be linked together quite easily, and then you'll be able to keep track of how your bug in Jira is developed and mitigated inside Visure platform with traceabilities quite easily with the link and integration plugin that we provide. And those is one way. If you have your MBSE tools or system engineering or designing tools, you'll be also able to integrate it with Visure, so that you can see how this requirement is evolving to a system designs, and how the changes in the system design is affecting to the requirements, and having those two tools integrated together to see overall process of your project quite easily.
Thank you. Given that, without wanting to turn into just a one-on-one interview between you and I, June, but from what you just said then, do you have an example of a successful migration, given the work that you do in this space, from a legacy system into an integrated RM and ALM platform?
So yeah, we have many customers who would like to migrate from Doors to Visure, or who would like to start their new project from MS Word and Excel to start actually working in a requirement management platform like Visure. So in case of Doors migration, we have a special plugin to help you migrate all information you have in Doors exactly inside Visure as a required file, and then have your project starting on Visure quite easily, just like you did in Doors. And then after migrating to Visure, you'll be able to manage quite easily with requirements, and also having traceabilities to other platforms. And it's also same for the Word and Excel. So we have plugin that will be importing elements inside Word and Excel, including also the traceability information, so that you don't need to manually create traceability again, but the Visure plugin will automatically gather the traceability information, and it will create link automatically without you doing the manual task, clicking every items to create new traceabilities.
Great, thank you. Is there a question from our cohort? Feel free to bring your toughest question to June. We have the experts in the house. I would assume then that means that you gave a very comprehensive presentation, June.
Thank you. I hope it helped understand well.
Thank you all. Well, in that case then, if everyone's burning questions have been answered, mainly mine, then we'd be happy to conclude the webinar for today and send these resources out to everybody. If you do have a question that you'd like to pose, Jun, or to the MEMKO team regarding integration and RM and ALM platforms, or specifically to Visure, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. In particular, Ravi Jain, our General Manager of MEMKO Systems, has been the champion in MEMKO for the Visure partnership. So please feel free to send us through an email. As Jun mentioned, platforms like RM and ALM help make management of collaboration easier. We can stay on track with our projects and meet industry standards much easier with greater visibility. And we'd like to thank Jun for his presentation today. Thank you for sharing your expertise, as well as MEMKO team members Ravi and Ray for facilitating this session today. Please feel free to reach out and contact us. In the meantime, thank you so much for attending. We look forward to sending the materials through to you shortly.